Well, the Tattersalls December foal sale is just around the corner and one of the choice lots in this year's sale. And in fact, one of the most important and interesting foals to come to market in recent years is Chaldean's full sister, Frankel, out of Sualita, who was bred here at Whitsbury Manor Stud. So I've come here to visit Ed and his father, Chris Harper, to find out a little bit more about how her preparation has been going. Well, Ed, what a treat to see this amazing filly, Sualita by Frankel, full sister to Chaldean. I think she knows she's a bit special, doesn't she? Just talk us through, well, how's she been to prep and to deal with up to this point?
Well, we're only halfway through prep today, but she's been excellent. She's been out every day walking. You'll have seen her do 4 laps of this field earlier on. We get the foals really using themselves in this field. There's a big hill, massive undulations, and to begin with they do get very tired walking around, but now after 2 or 3 weeks of walking around she's striding round, and yeah, she took 4 or 5 lengths out of the field down the bottom stretch. So Jack, who was holding her, had to stop her going up the hill just to let the others catch up, so that was a good sign.
And obviously it's a family you know so well by this stage. By the time she came around, the family had already sort of advertised its wares, unlike maybe some of the earlier horses. Does she match up very much to the rest of the family that you've had, and temperament-wise, is she very similar?
She's just a more feminine version of Chaldean, very similar really. She's probably a bit bigger than him at the same age, because she's a month older. I think she's April the 8th, he was mid-May. But she's got her mother's head, a really nice feminine head, and go forward attitude. You know, she really wants the string to walk faster than maybe the rest of them can cope with. So she needs some holding on to, but she's learning to settle, and yeah, she definitely knows she's a racehorse.
And she's got a beautiful walk, you know, for a speedily bred horse.
Yeah, when she relaxes, she really goes. You know, like I say, she's usually trying to go faster than the rest of the string, so she can be sort of jogging along. But yeah, she really has a nice walk when she wants to go. You know, it's probably no lie to say she's probably the best foal we'll ever produce at Whitsbury, which is a bit of a daunting thought. But I don't think we're ever going to have another Sualita, and to send Sualita to Frankle in his prime, a full sister to a Dewhurst and Guineas winner, you know, she's probably the peak of an individual of what we're going to produce. And at the end of the day, we need to show that we bring the best that we produce to the sales. We're farmers at the end of the day, you know. She's as best as we can produce, so she's got to go to market and see what people think of her.
That said, Ed, it must have been quite a difficult decision to part with her. Did you sit down and discuss that, or was it always a given that you were going to sell? Yeah,
I mean, they always say the best time to sell is when you don't want to. We have sold, you know, a couple of others out of the mare, and you know, that's turned out well. We're proud of our reputation of really taking a very strong draft to Tattersalls. We've topped the foal sale with our draft for the last couple of years. You know, we like that reputation of really taking the best, and you know, this really tested us. Are we sellers at the end of the day? And I don't think anyone could argue if we're taking her to the sales, then we definitely are.
Certainly are. And as far as the kind of temperament to deal with, she's very relaxed as we stand up here. Has she been like that?
She's pretty goey. She's pretty goey. The Kingman filly was the same out of the mare. Now she's very exciting too. She went off favourite for the Queen Mary this year and was denied a clear run a couple of times. You know, if anyone wants to go watch that race back, you know, different circumstances, she could have been winning that race. And she had a minor setback, I believe, but is very exciting for next year. So that's another one to add to the page. So yeah, the fillies are definitely forward going. But you know, we're trying to breed fast horses. We like that.
Obviously, knowing how valuable she was from the very beginning, does it add an extra pressure for the team, getting her ready for the sale?
Yeah, well, pressure is a privilege, isn't it? That's what they say. You know, the team are doing a great job. We pretty much treat her like any other foal. She does stick with her bunch, so when she goes out and walks, she knows her friends around her. But no, everybody gets to lead her and practice. You know, she needs to learn about dealing with other people. Up at the sales, it's going to be everything new for her. So, you know, we're not walking on eggshells. She's got to learn.
And obviously when you look at her page now, it's there for all to see, not only Chaldean, but Get Ahead, Alchemate, a whole host of fantastic horses. But just take us back, Ed, if you can, because it has been the most remarkable story is how you and your father specifically acquired Suolita in the first place.
She wasn't expensive, Dad bought her, but I mean she's just never missed every time. Whatever stallion she went to, she just never missed. You know, Get Ahead was fantastic for us. She just was second in the Group 1, and you know, I believe she was sent to Frankle this year as well. So the family's really getting the best chance on top of Suolita. You know, Alchemate, he was trained in Whitesbury by Marcus Tregonning, so we got to watch him have, you know, really be a very fast 2-year-old winning the Mill Reef. And yeah, it's been a fantastic journey, and Suolita looks great, so hopefully we've got a few more years to go.
It's been such a treat to be here this morning and to see this wonderful foal. What's it like for you, Chris? Obviously you've nurtured this farm over so many decades, and now under the stewardship of your son, I mean, it must feel like
marvellous.
It's sort of come to fruition through a horse
absolutely.
like
I mean,
Suolita.
you know, I jogged around, in football terms, I jogged around up and down in the Championship. I got quite close to the top once or twice with Chaldean and once, you know. But really, we were up and down the Championship, but we're now well in the Premier League. I was never in the Premier League.
You certainly are,
So,
but I think you're underplaying, of course, the hand you played in getting to the Premier League with a filly like Suolita. Just remind us the story.
But you see, we had a broodmare band, and I was always, obviously, you had to replenish, and so I would go and buy fillies out of training, nearly always, very few in foal, always fillies out of training. So she was one of many over the years. It's not saying, oh, I suddenly spotted this superstar and I was going to, yeah, got to have that, you know. No, it's just, in general terms, I love the mare that is deep in body and short of leg. They've always done me well.
Yes.
Not the tall, big ones, but the stocky, short-legged sprinter types, and she was absolutely classic, but prettier than most. She had a lovely head, great outlook, and the sort of pedigree I loved.
Yeah.
Happened to, as it's turned out, quite remarkable. I mean, she's the best mare I've ever had anything to do with.
She's produced a classic winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you've got Chaldean out there and a whole host of other good horses. What's it been like to enjoy as a family?
Oh, marvellous. It's a different level, you know, it's a different level. It's quite extraordinary, really.
Now, talking about this filly in particular,
Yeah.
this Frankel, we've seen her out this morning.
Yeah.
You'll have seen them all. How impressed have you been with how she's taken everything and come on?
She's so like her full brother. It's extraordinary. Colour, blaze, temperament, everything. She's probably a bit bigger for the same time, but then she's a bit older, because he was sharp, very sharp, incredibly independent. He would walk away from his friends and come and see you if you're standing at a gate, and he'd say, come on, have a look, and then he'd shake hands and turn around and walk back again. And she's very much the same.
They've obviously got something a little bit special.
Yeah,
In the coming weeks, Chris, now you're not sort of on the day-to-day management of the
Right.
farm, do you enjoy the kind of sales process? Will you enjoy going
Oh, I
up
love going to
Tattersalls
sales. I love seeing the first crop, foals and yearlings, you know, the new stallions. What are they going to be like? Which ones are going to make it? I love those, I love those.
So will it be a day to enjoy when you see her go through the ring, or
Oh,
will it
lovely.
be sort of bittersweet?
Oh, well, it's bittersweet because it was sad to see them go. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I hope plenty of other people are as well.
Sure, I'm very much sure they are. Good luck with her.
Yeah, thank you very much.